wait, before you go for such competitions, one of the things or one of the requirements, I've never been part, but I'm thinking you need a certain level of confidence.
Well, definitely. You have to dig deep and
Yes.
just put yourself out there, come out of your comfort zone. Definitely, it does push you to bring out that confidence within yourself, but it's a step that's worth taking.
True. And also, I'm not going to ask you where do you get the confidence from, because who is not supposed to have the confidence? Do you get it? But what do you do to make sure that you do not lose uh, the confidence? You don't lose yourself. You make sure that you always cultivate whatever the self-belief that you have. What do you do to make sure that it's constantly there?
So, as any person, I do lose confidence every now and then. It's not like I wake up in the morning and I just feel like, you know what, I'm it. But to motivate myself, I always think that regardless of my weight, I am much more, I have achieved much more in life. I believe in myself. That's the main thing. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything. So that's my main drive, just motivating myself to reach greater heights and always just believing in myself.
And also, you said that people always said that you are too big to be a model.
Definitely.
They never saw it happening. And how are you working towards bringing the awareness that it doesn't matter your size?
Okay, so my older sister, she has been modeling since the age of 3. So I've always been in the pageant life as a younger sister, running around, tying the dresses, making sure the hair is sorted. And I've always been in the background. I was always told these competitions, you have to look a certain way, you have to be a certain height, and your waist has to be small, your feet doesn't have to be big. And I am everything that a model should not be. But I was searching and I just told myself, you know what, I'm at that age where I can make a conscious decision to put myself out there, regardless of people's comments or their nasty comments, their nasty looks that look like, really, are you on the stage? But yeah, so I was searching for any pageants that included plus size women, and then the only one I came across was Miss South Africa Plus World, which is the equivalent of Miss South Africa, but for plus size ladies. It doesn't get the recognition it should, but
It doesn't.
yeah, it doesn't at all. So I'm just out here, and that was the only pageant I could find. I entered, and I actually took the stage in sandals, because I just feel like a model does not have to be able to wear these high heels or fit
Stiletto.
into these skinny pencil skirts and so forth. So I just thought, let me bring something new to this pageant. Let me show that a model can be anything that they want to be. Be yourself on the stage. After that, there was no opportunities further than that, besides going to nationals and then the international pageant, obviously. But I am now the founder of Miss Bold PE Plus Size, which is a pageant for plus size women in the Port Elizabeth region. And I vowed to create opportunities within the beauty and pageant industry for plus size women, just to play my part in bringing awareness to. There are women that want to model but don't have the size 6, size 2, and the size 4 feet or size 5 feet. That I personally take a size 9, and that's difficult in itself to find shoes. But just being yourself and bringing awareness to it that we do want this.
And also, I believe it's more than just you going on the runway and showing off.
Definitely.
Whatever. It has to do with your confidence. It has to do with your self-worth, you believing that you are good, you're good enough. And because I believe things like weight, people tend to take them for granted and forget that they have a huge impact on ourselves, on how we see ourselves, on how on everything. Because you will hear comments that if someone is plus sized, they will overcompensate with them being loud, with them having the laughter that fills the room. And it's things like that that people are always checking out, and I'm just thinking it's just more than the runway.
Definitely. people tend to nitpick at everything that bigger people do. So we do tend to make up for it, let's say, with our personalities. But I just believe that we have fat. We are not fat. We have fat, just like you have thumbs, but you are not thumbs, right? And we are so much more. We are teachers, we are engineers, we are dancers, we are painters, we are artists. And people don't recognize that you are much more than your weight. It has way more to do with just putting ourselves out there and wanting to be seen in society as an equal, regardless of your size. So that's my main goal, just to bring these ladies out here to show you that there are plus size ladies who are confident enough to want to be in the industry but have been put down because of their weight, which I feel is very unfair. So it's plus size season and we're coming for it.
Why not? Was there a moment in your life where you felt like, I don't like how I look? I just don't like how I look. I want to change everything about me.
Look, there's just because I'm confident in who I am doesn't mean that I don't strive to lose a little bit of weight, become healthier, more for the health reason than the actual fitting in a size whatever jeans. But yeah, it's a constant uphill battle these days where you feel like, why are my stretch marks so long? Why is my stomach so big? But there's only so much you can do. And if you're striving towards something, that's you playing your part. Getting up every day and being confident in who you are is a battle enough. So I believe that plus size people should not be so hard on themselves. If you know that you are striving towards something, you are aiming to be comfortable in your body, then that's the most you can do.
And you can reach it, you can achieve
Definitely.
whatever you put your mind to.
Definitely.
It can be done. And it seems like when I was going through your stuff that 2020 has been a year for you, because this is your first year as an educator, and you also started this initiative of global, the one for modeling plus
Yes.
size that you just started.
So, like I said, after I entered Miss South Africa Plus World, there were no other opportunities besides that, and I really enjoyed that experience. So I've always had the idea of starting my own plus size pageant, and I've never had the opportunity or the know-how to do it. So this year I just decided that, you know what, it's lockdown, I have the time, so let me work on this. We launched in September, and the page has already gathered almost 2,500 followers. So it is a need, there is a need for plus size ladies to feel like they belong to something. And that's the main aim, to build a sisterhood. 2020 has been amazing to me, despite all its challenges and whatever. It has been an amazing year, and I look forward to working with each and every plus size lady as far as I can in PE.
Awesome. Also, I want you to school us, teach us, because you're an educator by profession. There are words that people use that sound insulting when they say them, like if they see you and they describe you with that word. So what's the correct way to address? Is it plus size? Is it, I've also seen full-figured, people using that as well. So what are some of the words that are appropriate to use?
Personally, for me, I'm just at that point in my life where I'm like, you know what, say what you want to, call me what you want to. I'm just, whatever you want me to be for you, to please you, you go ahead. Whatever please you, call me that. But I do feel like there are still women that you shouldn't address. Don't be making comments about people, especially when you hear that, yo, you're like a vet geraakt. And I'm like, oh my God. Guys, come on, we know this. I live with my body. So there are certain stuffs like, don't call me chunky, don't call me overweight. I cannot deal with. Like, we know it. We know it.
You
right?
left the house, you saw yourself in the mirror.
Exactly. We are aware of it. So there's no need to go around pointing it out. If you have nothing to say, nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. But I feel like fuller figured, plus size, all the way, right? We are embracing our curves, and yeah, just let us be.
Awesome. That is great. Also, if there are listeners out there that want to take part in the pageants and they want to get involved in the work that you're doing, I believe that it's gonna deal with so much more, so much more. How can they get in touch with you?
Okay, so first of all, I'm Shannae Hutton on Facebook as well. And then my page's name is Miss Bold PE plus size. You can search us on Facebook at Miss Bold PE on Instagram. Just drop us a DM, pop us a message, and we'll definitely get back to you.
Awesome. There's a quote, motivational quote that you live by. I want you to say. I'm not gonna read it. I'll ask you to say that.
No, go ahead. I'll tell you why.
Okay, motivational quotes get old, but seeing someone who looks like you, who has flaws like you, who has stretch marks and flabby arms like you, changing the game should sure as help motivate you to embrace yourself. We are more than our weight. We are architects, dancers, accountants, nurses, painters, etc. So you say motivational quotes are not really a thing.
For me, words get old. People don't, you can tell them as much, believe in yourself, do this, get up in the morning. But if they don't see a living embodiment of that quote, they will never believe the words. So I strive to live out these motivational quotes so that you can see that somebody that looks like you is changing the game in every way possible, doing the most for fuller figured women. And that should be motivation enough. I can't sit here and tell you that it's all gonna be okay. You have the power to change. You have the power to embrace yourself if I am not living it.
True.
So I need to be the living embodiment of what I am telling you. And that's who I aim to be for every other plus size woman in PE, in South Africa, for the rest of the world.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Shannae. It's been a pleasure sitting down with you here on Agape FM, and I hope that a lot of other ladies will take something from you. And also, it's true that we learn so much when you watch someone's life. You know, it makes sense. Even the quotes, when we see your life doing it, we'll be like, I've read about this before. Now it makes sense because I can see it.
Thank you so much for having me. It was awesome being here.
Awesome. Thank you so much for also tuning in. It's been a blessing. My name is Lozuko Sepengile, and this was Midday Talk. Now we'll have Macarius Hour of Salvation, rather. That's what we are having, Hour of Salvation with the Reverend Freddie Tim Sinabo. Stay tuned in. Do not go anywhere. It's going to start immediately after the hour of 2, or let's say 2, exactly at 2. Hour of Salvation is happening. Stay tuned in. Tell your friend to tune in. They're about to be blessed. This also was a blessing. If you missed out on this interview, tomorrow it will be up on our podcast. You can listen to it and share it as well so that another lady can be blessed and encouraged. Thank you so much. You keep on getting better by Maverick City.